So here we are, game number 3. It has been a long evening. And well, this is where things get insanely tense. These two have been playing now for over 6 hours of StarCraft 2. That's hard. The mental focus required to do that is intense. They're tied 1-1. If you win this game, you're in Challenger League for Season 2. If you lose this game, unfortunately, you're out. You've then got to requalify, and it's a tough spot. Let me introduce the two competitors. In the lower left position of Overgrowth, representing Alien Invasion, the pink Protoss player, Kerr. And to the top right, his opponent, the blue Zerg, representing Vega Squadron, JonnyREcco. Game 1 went to Kerr, Game 2 to Recco. Game 1 Kerr won with a sneaky third base on an island expansion of Waystation. Game number 2, he tried to go for a big Blinkstalker play off of 3 bases, but JonnyREcco got out a nice sized Roach Hydra Force and fended it off. So, what is going to be coming down in game number 3? That's where only time will tell. Recco opening pool first. It's a 2-player map. Doesn't want to take too many big risks. Comes down now. Grabs the natural expansion. Normal timing. And is he going to be going for that fast third that he's done off the back of this in game number 1? Or is he just going to grab a gas and play it a bit more safe? I'd imagine a lot of it will come down from what this Overlord sees. I want to know, is there a wall off? Is this a Forge Fast expansion or Nexus first? Or is it a Gateway expand? If he sees a Gateway expand, it should just be a gas. It's the safe way to go. So in comes the Overlord. This is kind of the telling moment. Meanwhile, for Kerr, kind of boosting out the next probe. Going to be sending it down to go and take the expansion. But not going to be able to see too much. Recco knows there's no expansion yet. So should now see a gas taken, most likely. Also going to be checking for proxies. It is game 3 of a best of 3 after all. But did he spot? Yeah, he knows the Nexus is coming now. So, knows that it's a gate expand. And all timings are fairly normal. And goes to go and take his third base. Interestingly, taking the third base over to the right here. And there's some debate about which is better to take. For me, I think for Zerg, taking this one the Recco's done is a bit better. It's a bit wider and open, which means that getting force fields off is going to be harder, pushing into it is a bit tougher. And while it's a bit closer, this base to the left has two actually quite tight chokes where you can just get completely zoned out by force fields against Protoss. So Kerr got his natural base coming through, Recco just coming to poke in. Kerr again doing this pretty unusual pylon as part of the wall off. Or this pylon in the middle of the wall off. Meanwhile, Recco just sneaking an Overlord by. He's got an Overlord to the top. An Overlord on the little Overlord shelf. Ready to come and check. 2 links come straight in now. They're going to get a beautiful scout down. I don't think he can actually be stopped. Yep, sees the Twilight Council. That is so important. Knowing that that Twilight Council is on its way. Because now, Recco has a good idea. He should get some detection. It's not 100% that it's going to be DTs. It could be Blink play again. But that it's a very early Twilight Council. DTs are going to be on the way, as I thought they may be. So, Recco may actually sacrifice an Overlord in just to try and get the confirmation on this. May even sacrifice both in to try and get the confirm. Roach Warren coming through. But the Spore Crawlers are what really matter. Has to get some Spore Crawlers or Overseers in. Otherwise, DTs are going to cause a problem. So the Overlord is going to get sacrificed. There's unfortunately a Stalker in position though. That's going to be able to probably deny it getting into position. Move it back now. Going to start chipping away. Not going to be able to get down to there. This is really hard to try and get a scout off on. Especially when your opponent's denying it. However, Overlord on the other side, going to just try and take a peek at everything there. And this could all come down to the DTs. I actually saw at the weekend, Dignitas Tefl get annihilated by Harstam's DTs. I believe on this very map. And it does come down to whether you get detection or not. The Dark Shrine now done. A proxy pylon was discovered though and has been denied, which will delay the time they take to get over. If this Overlord can actually see them warping in by the shimmer, it could make all the difference. No sign of the DTs yet. Kerr warping them in now. Where are they being warped in? Okay, off to the side here. Will the shimmer be spotted? They're walking through. Not yet. Double Stargate behind this. Very unusual build. The lair is still... Lair's still like 10 seconds. Actually, no, 20 seconds away from completion. 3 DTs. This could be a problem. Spore Crawlers need to get started so quickly. This could be make or break. A probe going to try and take the third base, but in come the DTs now. There's no detection yet. Instantly, some damage being done. Spore Crawlers... Overseers can start morphing in now. The natural base may die, though. I don't think there's a way to stop this. This is actually good prioritization fire. Drones evacuating. The double queen there. A couple of lings coming through. The Rotron is going to be the next target. Where are the rest of the drone? Where's the other? Okay. Evolution chamber. Going to be the next target. The DT is now going to start getting forced back. Lings coming in to try and intercept them. But this was a nice little takedown. Getting the natural base is pretty big. Nice surround on those DTs. 2 of the 3 die. Spore Crawler made it the third. Drones transferred. But you've got to remake this natural base. May even need to take a double expand. Void Rays following this up, though, is a nasty, nasty build. Because there's no anti-air yet. Hydras will fare well. The counterattack is probably your best bet. Because if you force your opponent to defend with the Void Rays, if you see them, it gives you more time. So yeah, Void Rays have now been seen. Nothing but Ling Hydra. Probably, there is a good number of Lings. Nothing but really Hydra probably going to be needed here now. Still poking, still prodding, wanting to get a look to see if a third base is taken. Knows that there isn't one yet. But it does get started. Is there going to be a scout down on this? Not yet. More Hydras coming through. More Void Rays being chrono boosted out. But still no splash. And that means Ling Hydra is ridiculously, ridiculously effective. Overseer speed, or Overlord speed, is done. So this Overseer goes lightning quick. Gonna be wanting to get some scouting information. Check that there's no DTs about, hiding anywhere. Always a smart move. Protoss air weapons level 1 coming through. And this is a good number of Void Rays. Hydralisk numbers are getting quite a bit higher though. Up to 6 Hydras already. Actually going up to 10 Hydras. Void Rays spotted coming forward. This should reposition. A Spore Crawler moving as well. Spore Crawlers don't fare that well against Void Rays because obviously they are armored. So they take bonus damage. But with the Hydras there, it's going to be tough to make anything work. But Recco comes in, sees that there are the double Stargates, more Void Rays coming through. And should now just get a lot of Hydralisks. If you get enough Hydralisks, Void Rays are just useless against them. Because while in a small group, Hydras run into some problems. If you end up with a lot of Hydras, the Void Rays just can't kill them quickly enough. So 4th base now coming through from Recco. Hasn't seen if there's a third, but can assume that if there's double Stargate production, there probably is. An Infestation Pit also on its way. Infestors are actually a good addition to this, because air units obviously stack, which means fungal growths can be devastatingly effective against them. Void Rays are armored, so they take the bonus damage from fungal growth as well. But you also shut them all in, so you can engage them all very easily and get great positioning on them. Checking any 4th base locations. Recco's got good awareness with all of these lings, but this is still a very up in the air game. New pylon getting made. The 4th base doesn't have any detection added yet. Nor do actually the natural or the main, I don't think. Only the 3rd has got actual permanent detection in the Overseer there. There's a DT with this army, which is a little bit annoying. Recco ready to try and sneak through with a couple more lings, trying to bait that sentry out position, but instantly a force field comes down. And an engagement will be coming out if Carr continues to move forward, but he's coming back because he suddenly realized, hang on, I don't have really much defending my 3rd base. So a couple of probes taking a bit of damage. This is buying a bit more time. Templar Archives also coming down, and this is essential. Storm 100% required to deal with a heavy Ling Hydra, or I say 100%. If you don't have Colossi, Storm is 100% required to deal with a lot of Ling Hydra. REcco does have his Infestation Pit, not using it for anything yet though. No Hive, no Pathogen Glands, no Enduring Locusts. This proxy pylon up, we're actually getting a couple of Swarm Hosts out, despite not seeing Enduring Locusts. I don't think we did anyway, no. Definitely no Enduring Locust yet. Couple of Spines coming down here, wanting to make sure that this base to the right is safe, but the 4th base still very vulnerable. And it's going to meet a couple of DTs and a Zealot. That's frustrating. Overseer speed is done though. Unfortunately, there's only 2 of them, one with the army, one at the 3rd base. But, well, this 4th, almost definitely dead. That DT dishes out a lot of damage. An Overseer is coming over. 4th base may just survive. If the DT gets down next, it should be able to stay up, but that's annoying. And the fact that the base stays up, it'll sound a bit weird, may actually be an advantage for REcco. Because now he knows, he's got a little like friendly reminder. Hang on, DTs. Oh yeah, they're annoying. Another DT and another Zealot coming through. Gonna get intercepted by these roaches. The DT gonna try and get a quick little snipe off, but 2 queens there transfusing. Buy a bit more time. Down goes that DT. Enduring Locusts on its way. Swarm Hosts are in position. A couple of roaches and Lings going to try and see if they can sneak through into the natural, but not a chance with the entire army there. Robotic Spade done. No Colossi out yet. 5 High Templar though, and they do have Storm. And Storms can be very, very annoying. A lot of roaches now going to die. Not a problem though, because REcco actually kind of wants to lose this supply to free up supply for other stuff. And strangely, Swarm Hosts are going to be really good here because Storm isn't great. Mass recall being forced by a roach attack into the 3rd. And what REcco's attempting to do is lose these roaches in small groups so he can resupply with something else. 13 Swarm Hosts now on the way. None of these are burrowed yet, and Kerr is pushing across the map. So, this could cause some problems now, because the Swarm Hosts, there are 13 of them on the field now. A few more coming through, but they're not burrowed up yet. They need to burrow pretty darn fast. Overseer, Observer is there. That's going to help get a bit more damage through. The Hydras need to stay alive, though, for those Voidways. The Swarm Host being targeted, and here comes some Storms. Good dodges at the start. Kerr's army is level with that of REcco's, but the Swarm Hosts taking a lot of damage, and they are the big damage dealers from this force. The Storms, though, going to be limited in number. However, the Voidways can tear through the Swarm Hosts if they're not defended by Hydralisks. The 3rd base of REcco being evacuated. Kerr's army still moving forward. His Mothership Core out to the side, not with the main force. The Hydra's trying to push through. The Swarm Hosts sending a couple more waves of Locusts through. But it's the Voidways. They are a big, big threat. Another Storm hitting on the mark. Another one trying to get through. The Swarm Host taking a lot of damage. Another big hit on these Storms that just seem to keep on coming. The Voidways now pushing through, getting more damage. This army far outsizing that of REcco's, who is in a lot of trouble now. Kerr takes the victory, 2-1, and is able to advance through to WCS EU Challenger. Congratulations to him, he is the last person to advance today. Very well done.